Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie von Slaughter.
I mean, Fuego here.
Marcia Parker.
Here to review a movie that we all watched about a month ago, but we just haven't had a chance to get everyone together to do it.
Maybe
So
longer at this point.
we are going to be talking about The Perfection, which is available on Netflix.
Also known as Marcia Parker.
Oh boy. Okay. Jeez.
Was I in that movie?
So this movie...
Off-camera jokes.
Oh,
So this-
I totally forgot about it already.
Yeah, it was like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, 30 seconds ago before we started filming.
Sweet.
Oh,
Well,
man.
guys, this movie, I really wanted us to make sure we did the review of it because, surprisingly enough, I think we all pretty much liked it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's quite
Yeah.
good.
So, I was, I think, the first to watch it because I remember actually watching this one while trying to go to sleep. I was going to watch it before bed, and I ended up watching, like, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was texting everyone, and I was like, The Perfection was really cool. You do not... how did I put it, Marcia?
You said, like, by the halfway in, you realize you're not watching the movie that you thought you were watching, and then you go... Then third act is the same experience.
Right, and that's when I was like, huh.
And I was like,
Okay.
I'm intrigued now.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause it is,
you thought you were watching.
It starts off a certain way, and you're like, oh, it's this kind of movie. And then at about the second act, it changes, and it's like, oh, now it's this kind of movie? And then the third act is like, oh, it's this kind of movie. So
Wow.
there's not many films that achieve that. So
I've never
from that
seen
alone, I really liked it. We'll do this
Laird.
review like normal, so our overall thoughts. So yeah, my overall thoughts were I really enjoyed this movie. I was actually happy with it from start to finish. And I thought, I was concerned that it was going to be another Velvet Buzzsaw, which was a bad movie
so
masquerading
good.
as an
I like
art
Velvet.
piece.
I like
No, it
Velvet
was
Buzzsaw.
yeah. Okay,
It's
no,
not good.
That's
no.
right, we were split
If you're
on
not
that
in
one.
the
We were split
scene,
on
you
that,
can't
yeah.
you can't appreciate it.
Whatever.
You can't appreciate it.
Oh, okay. You just
Wait a
fucking
second.
pulled the Midsummer bullshit.
No,
If you're
no.
not in the scene, you just don't
No,
get
no,
it.
no.
Wait a
that
second.
art-
Wait a second. Wait
in
a
that
second. Time out.
I will fucking
Time out.
All right, Zach
Time
Norris.
out. Susie and Fuego like the same movie?
I know.
We all reviewed it together.
I know.
It's weird.
I know.
Nonetheless, I really, really enjoyed this,
Yeah.
especially way more than Velvet Buzzsaw. Susie, your thoughts on The Perfection?
As you were saying, how it turns into one movie and then another movie. I cannot even think. I saw this movie a while ago, and it is still so fresh in my head, which is very rare.
There's some
let me
visceral
tell you.
scenes in it.
Like, that means it is very rare. I have the worst memory on the planet, but I can't even tell you a movie how it changed from I'm watching this movie to I'm watching this movie. Oh my god, this is a different movie. Amazing.
But so
amazing
cohesive.
writing. Yes, totally cohesive. Amazing writing, amazing acting. I was totally blown away. And even watching when I was in the middle of it, like I said, we have a group chat. It's like, oh my god, this movie's amazing. And I wasn't even done with it. I was like maybe 30 minutes in. I was like, this is fucking crazy. So, yes, 100% love. I recommend it to everyone. It's so good.
Fueguissimo.
Yeah, this movie had a lot of twists and turns. Some that I saw a mile away, and then others where I was just like, oh, okay, that's totally cool. And, I mean, none of them felt out of place, which I think is a real credit to the script and the fact that it all did feel cohesive, and the performances are really good. Allison Williams especially, who, she's kind of our main girl. She goes back to Japan, and we'll get into that in story and stuff.
Very
but
reminiscent of Lake Bell, in my opinion.
Yeah, she was the girlfriend in Get Out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's, yeah.
That's right.
Daniel Kaluuya's upcoming movie looks great, too, by the way.
does,
Oh,
it
my
does,
God, I
it
saw the
does.
trailer for
Yeah,
that.
we're not talking about that.
I know.
But
I'm
I mean,
just
as a musician
Speaking of
myself,
Get Out.
and just somebody who never took professional lessons, but did have friends that did, and understanding the perfection you pursue so adamantly and often fall short
Oh,
of.
who was the teacher? The teacher's someone
Steve
we
Weber.
know. Steve
Weber.
Weber,
Yeah,
of course,
from
from
Wings
Wings
and
and
from,
from The
The
Shining.
Shining.
Yeah, the
On
better
TV.
Shining.
So many
Fight
other
me.
things.
Fight
Okay,
me.
I was wrong.
I
There's
actually
totally
agree.
celebrities in this film.
Single white female, y'all.
Oh,
Single
okay.
white
He's been in
female.
a lot of stuff.
Stiletto in the
He's been in
face.
tons of stuff. He's a great actor. Great
He's
actor.
been in a bunch of TV shows too, man. He's
Yeah.
he's always a foil.
He's
a
always
great-
around.
He was in the zombie show we like, iZombie.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah,
True.
but as far as just keeping you guessing the entire time, I didn't love this movie, but I thought it was very exceptionally crafted and just very, very slick looking. Everything about it felt just high dollar and just very expertly
You didn't
assembled.
love
So
this movie?
I didn't love it, but I really, really, really liked it.
Get Out.
Yeah.
That was
No,
the
no, I was
other
just
movie.
bringing
That
up
was
the
the
other
other
movie,
movie
yeah,
that
yeah.
she was in.
Marcia, go ahead.
No, I thought that they did a really good job. One of the things that did spike my interest is that my brother actually was like, "Have you seen this yet?" Which is really weird because he doesn't watch any horror, and the fact that he watched it before me and recommended it to me
Netflix.
made me go, "Oh, okay, like maybe this is something you'll like." And then
my opinion. Okay.
no, then
This is
you
before. Okay,
you did piggyback on it,
Gotcha.
and it did like, okay, well, Cecil's behind it too, then I might as well watch it. And I was like impressed. I wasn't gonna watch it because I was like, oh, you guys are gonna review it, whatever. And then I was like, then I watched it. I was like, this is amazing. I literally stopped what I was doing to actually watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a bad habit of like, I'm watching this movie, okay, I'm watching, and like whatever, I'm doing 6 other things. I do that with everything I watch, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm gonna actually sit down and watch this because it was intriguing. I actually backed up so I could like actually engage myself in the film. I thought they did the acting was phenomenal, the story writing was great, everything fit together, it was beautifully shot. It just blew my mind. It came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So
Fuego, why don't you go ahead and let's launch into the story then?
Yeah, so the story is basically about this girl who she is a violinist prodigy at a very young age, and she is
Cellist.
it was a cellist. Yes, you're right. Thank you for the
snap.
proper.
Oh yes,
Oh,
I
It's been a long
played
time
that
since
shit.
I've
No,
watched
I've
this
been
movie.
in that
Okay.
shit. Yes.
There you go. Okay,
Cellist.
so a
Get that right.
cellist. Yes. God, who's the dumbass here now? It's been you can tell.
The one in a band.
I play the drums, so I guess we are stupid.
I
No,
play
it's
the
cool.
violin
It's
and
fine.
viola. Yes.
I would have
Yeah,
said
I didn't
stand up.
remember
I'm
that.
the
I don't know
elitist.
the specificness
Oh
of
my
the,
God,
the
oh,
wooden
fuck you.
instrument. No, but they are definitely.
I thought it was a clarinet.
They are definitely cellists, and so she is accepted into this insanely prestigious music school, and unfortunately, she has to drop out because of the fact that her mother becomes just majorly ill, and she cares for her up until her passing, and then it's on that passing that she decides to actually go and reconnect with this former teacher and his wife, and she goes over to Japan, and that's where she meets this girl who was at the same school at the same time, who kind of looked up to her as a hero, and they have a little thing-a-ling that goes down. It
basically took her place. She basically took her place.
She's the
She's
next person. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's some sapphic stuff going on, but there's also a mutual artistic respect amongst the both of them, which does actually attract them to each other to a degree as well, because they ask Allison Williams' character to go and duet with the other cellist girl who has become the big thing and is essentially living the life Allison Williams' character thought she was going
Would have
to
lived, yeah.
and
Had
sacrificed
not
to care for her
family
mother.
issues come up, right?
Yeah, and so they go on a little excursion to a remote area. She actually accompanies the African American girl's character, and they hook up and they're having this great time, this kind of love affair thing going down. And then, lo and behold, is where the movie starts to really get twisty and turny, and where it's tough to kind of proceed further
Yeah, we can't really
without spoiling too much. But the girl who
motivations are revealed.
Yes, and the girl who has
Yes.
taken the place becomes very sick and is like vomiting and everything, and you're she catches a nasty bug that there is a news report of.
A nasty
at
bug.
one particular point. Exactly. But things are not as they seem.
Yeah, you
Certain
think the
portions
motivation.
are
Right.
totally predicted, and then others I was like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about as far as we can go story-wise, I would say.
So story-wise, Marcia, what did you think of the story?
I thought they did a fantastic job. I feel like this story could easily go south if it wasn't done well all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
So they really paid attention to the little details, and they say the devil's in the details, and it definitely would be in this movie, because if it didn't align, it wouldn't work at all.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a fantastic job pulling everything together, and the payoff at the end is worth it. So
Super satisfying.
you just have to you have to pay attention. It's almost worth a second go through after you've already revealed all the twists. So I think if you're looking for something that takes you to a new level, something fresh that just doesn't feel like something you've watched 100 times, watch this movie, because it totally feels that way.
Fuego, your thoughts on the story? I know you went over the story.
Yeah. Thoughts on the story? Yeah, it's the stuff that happens in the second and the third act that really elevates this to something that you're not expecting, and it keeps you interested and engaged. I mean, really the only thing that narrows this from being like almost a perfect film to me and living up to its name is the aspect that I did see some of the predictability in certain things coming, but and also the climax, while it's satisfying, is a little over the top to a degree.
I think it fit the movie perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, and that's where difference of opinion, I suppose. But it is.
Mine's good. Yours is wrong.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I'm used to it at this point, but no, well, I mean, I'm just looking forward to getting into performances and effects, especially, and just like the cinematography and the way this film is shot. Is because even if the story wasn't a perfect 10 for me, it was really a good 8 or a 9, and the fact that everything seamlessly was woven together as far as some of those unexpected bits. Yeah, it was a masterclass. It really I don't know, lived up to the sort of just professional artistic perfection the film deals with as a main topic point.
Fun Slaughter?
No.
Okay, so being someone who comes from that world of music, playing string instruments, orchestra, when the initial thing
ogles are
happens,
awesome.
Fuck you. Okay, so that competitiveness, it's all too real. So initially when the story went where it did, I was like, okay, I can understand this because people do get crazy on that kind of thing. To have that kind of success being a cellist is insane. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I can relate to this. But then it took a completely different turn than it did. And I was like, oh, damn. And it was amazing. I was totally 100% on it. But yeah, that cellist, the duet that they did, I was like, there's some sexual shit going on.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can feel that shit going on.
Chiming in really quickly, another Netflix property, and now I'm realizing why you also like the Umbrella Academy so much because of the competition aspect there, and I think that's what I was thinking
With string,
of.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The fact that
Violinist.
she was a violinist in that one, so.
Just like in this movie, right?
Sure.
Violinist?
I will fucking
No?
punch
Okay.
you
Yeah.
in the...
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
like-
really like the story. I especially like the piano scenes. There's a piano, right? No?
Yep.
Okay. So I enjoyed any of the music scenes. I'm a specific fan of the stand-up bass scenes, and I
Right,
just.
bass,
I'm
rockabilly.
gonna fucking end you, man.
Anyways, I snorted. I'm having so much fun with
This will be
this.
the last video you ever fucking
Look
see.
what I started with.
Oh my
stupid
God.
forgetfulness.
Oh my god. So the best obviously were the banjo scenes, and I just enjoyed the hell out of this.
I liked when the guy was playing on the bucket,
Oh,
like in
you're
the streets
so
of New
funny.
York.
I can't get over how fucking hilarious you are. Oh my god.
Oh, the audience is liking it, I'll tell you that much.
Probably.
No, I enjoyed this story quite a bit. I was surprised by it. Obviously, I told them all they need to watch it because, or they should watch it because it was enjoyable. It was engaging the whole way through, and I love movies where you can't tell what's coming. And it was the same reason I loved Into a Ghostland, right, or Into the Ghostland from last year. Because it was the same thing. It's stuff we've kind of seen before, but it's stuff that you couldn't predict what was going to happen from act to act. And I really enjoyed that about this movie and the structure. So the acting, though, let's segue into the acting. The acting was phenomenal. I think pretty much all the way around in this. Steven Weber, the main girl, the new protege, like they were all really, really engaging and entertaining.
Yes.
Any disagreements?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not on Allison Williams, especially because just some of the pain that you see and motivations of her character and the way that with expression and body language, and yet despite attraction, still sensing the resentment and all of that other stuff with this girl that she gets involved with, and also just on the way she's trying to redeem herself, but yet she feels like they turned her back on her, Steven Weber and his wife, and just the entire, the whole academy pretty much, and it's too little too late at this point, now that she kind of might have a chance again. So I don't know, her performance, it's the main one. She shoulders the brunt of everything. She steals the show, and you never really know what her intentions are through a lot of the film, which is really fascinating, and she owns it, man. She really does.
Any other specific acting thoughts?
So good.
Good.
So
No,
good.
it's just definitely, if they didn't have the strong cast that they did, and they didn't get the performance that they had, there's no way this film would have been as successful. So I think they did, they did their job. They did amazing. They did above and beyond it to make this work, and I appreciated their hard work on that.
Okay, so yeah, real quick, I am that person because I do play a stringed instrument. When I see movies that play and they're not
The flute,
on it
right?
whatsoever,
like,
it
miming
annoys the shit out of me because like the bowing and like fingering, shut up.
Bowing.
Like, it's not matched up whatsoever, but this movie, they did a phenomenal job, especially in the last scene. that blew me the fuck away. I appreciated it so much.
Well,
So,
and I have to say, even though we're not going to
Shut
say
up.
who from the Academy, like, is the menacing one, there's some menacing scenes from
Yes.
just the instructionarial standpoint, I guess, in
Mhm.
this. There is some really tough teaching going down, and it goes into some creepy,
Some uncomfortable
and some
places.
really creepy, uncomfortable areas that we can't spoil, unfortunately. But it's what really makes this into a horror movie.
Yeah, indeed.
You know?
So lastly, let's talk about. I mean, the music is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
Yes.
given.
Yeah.
Mozart, Bach. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a great selection of classical pieces.
But the effects, I thought the effects
Oh, yeah.
were great. There was some sort of questionable CG in one particular place.
It's in the trailer too. If it's the bit
It
that
is,
kicked
yeah.
out as
Oh,
well,
yeah.
where the girl
It
is
is.
throwing up.
Well, yeah.
where she's puking up the bugs and stuff.
And,
It's a
and
very
yeah, and what
unsettling
and
scene
on the
of
arm too.
the maggots,
that looked a
the
little bit.
movement.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
But
I
but
thi-
it you
no.
know, it didn't pull me out of it. But it was
No.
obvious. I was like, it's always so obviously CG because
Yeah,
you can't do
but-
that practically, or
I
at
guess
least.
that's why I did bother
people don't
me, 'cause,
try
like,
anymore.
It's like, okay, all right, yeah.
But the rest of the effects, and especially the effect of the last shot, is awesome.
Ooh,
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I love the effects. You guys?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I,
Yes.
Expand. We need more than yet.
It was
Jiminy
done so
Christ.
very well.
Susie,
Like,
what do you think? Do I
you
really gotta do that
cannot-
every time?
You cannot tell the difference. Obviously, you guys know I hate fucking CG. I love practical effects, but even for the girls acting,
You like your fucking to be practical.
practical,
You hate
real
fucking
blood.
CG.
Fucking hate CG.
I hate when they have the
CG.
actor fucking
But
that
the
CG other actor that's not
But the
really
actress,
real.
Right.
when
Avatar.
even when
Bad.
that was going on, the vomiting, she did not lose me in it because she did such an amazing job with reacting as she should, being in that kind of position. But the ending scene, that again, like I said, was phenomenal. That was done so beautifully. I wouldn't have been able to tell the difference if I didn't know otherwise.
If we're talking
So-
practical, the means to the end of the barf scene. You guys know what happens. Looks
Yeah.
good, and it's unsettling, and it's as far as I can't say it obviously, but if you've seen it, you know, and it's it's like plucking a string, kind of.
Jesus.
Breaking a string.
Marcia, your
Sure.
thoughts?
wow, that took me somewhere else.
All right.
Breaking the string. That's what I meant.
No, like I think that, I mean, I actually didn't mind the CG. I thought it fit what it was needing to do. It didn't take me out at all. It was
Okay.
such an intense scene that I was just. It could be just the story because I'm such a huge story person that like the other stuff is just gravy for me, and it completed the story. And then when you kind of replay back what happened, you're just. It's amazing. Between how the actresses were reacting, and then even in the future forward into the other scenes that depended on like the practical and then the not so practical, and just like and everything that had to do with the special effects, like they did it the way they orchestrated, I should say, was a way where it won't pull you out of it.
She's
It was
heroic.
enjoyable, and I was cringing. I was just like, you know, and when you can get a reaction like that from somebody who watches it so much, that says a lot about what you're doing, and I feel like it's a huge success for the movie and the director and everybody that's involved. Like to get this type of reaction is amazing.
It's
And
the intention.
Dude, I
of
just
art
remember
is
being
to
at
get a
home
reaction,
in my
yeah.
bed, my kids are sleeping, scenes going on, I'm like, I'm like, just like, did
Yeah.
you see that? Obviously no one's with me, but I was like texting them, I'm like, this
Yeah.
movie's
And if it's not,
amazing.
even if it's not done well, it's gonna crash the whole. And like,
Yeah.
and that's what I've been saying. I know it's the same thing that I've been saying, but that's every aspect could cause this movie to fail. But because they were on perfection, like they perfected it. I thought that they did a great job, and they were able to succeed in this movie.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I'd say terrific cinematography too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
whether you're
absolutely.
in like the more
Beautiful.
rural areas of the Far East, or like the ritzy glitz of more like bigger cities in Japan. I'm pretty sure they were in Tokyo.
Even
if I'm
on
not
the
mistaken.
bus, the way it was shot, like it's a close space. Like it's tough with the
And you
really
felt
real.
as claustrophobic as her because of the way they shot it. The girl being sick and just being trapped and having to use the bathroom, and you're in the middle of nowhere, and they're just gonna kick you out because you're sick and you can't infect other people. And also even the school back in the Boston area, it was somewhere in Massachusetts, right? That school was as pristine and intimidating to a student probably as you can imagine.
It was like the way they filmed it was as adaptable as the story itself. So they really made sure every piece had intent, and that's what makes a movie enjoyable.
And the color correction was really dark inside of the school. Like it almost had a foreboding essence to it because of the way it was lit and just kind of toned down. It was not a bright, cheerful looking school at all. So
yeah, there was a lot of reasons why this movie was a win, but the bottom line is it was a win, and it was a surprising win for all of us.
All
it
of
came
us,
out of nowhere, So if you guys have seen it, let us know in the comments down below what you thought of it. If you haven't seen it, we highly recommend it, and go watch it and come back and let us know what you thought. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button and subscribe if you want to make sure you don't miss videos going forward. Thank you very much to our patrons. If you want to join our Patreon,
and you
the link is in the description box. You can actually select movies for us to review and all that good stuff. So until next time, though, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie Slaughter.
Gracias. I'm Jaime Fuego.
Marcia Parker.
And remember, stay scared.
scared.